So the second one is organizing. So determine how best to group activities and resources. So you have a 4 resources, that is men, material, machines and money. Okay, you have a 4 resources, then only you are start up the business. So you have a 4 things. First of all, you are purchasing the raw materials, machines, then you are recruiting the people and selecting the people, then they are the manpower, they are input into production. Okay, manpower input into production. So that is a second process. Then the third one is leading. So motivating members of the organization to work in the best interest of the organization. So to work in the best interest of the organization, they have a manager. For example, the production manager, accounting manager, then marketing manager, HR manager, or every department they have a manager. The manager only encouraging and motivating our subordinates. Okay, so the motivating members for the organization to work in the best interest of the organization. So they are motivating and encouraging, then induce our employees, then only they are increasing our speed performance to our work. Okay, so that is a leading. Then controlling, the monitoring and controlling ongoing activities so to facilitate goal attainment. So for example, you are setting objectives and goals. Okay, so in a particular period they are accomplish our goals. In a particular period you are finished our production process and introducing in the market, okay, for that product. So that is our activities, that is our activities. So the monitoring and correcting ongoing activities to facilitate goal attainment. So every day you have planned, every day you have daily activities. Okay, so that daily activities is going on regularly, then only you are finished your production process in a particular time. Okay, so that is a controlling. So the management process, they have a 4 things, that is first one is planning and decision making, the next one is organizing, the third one is leading, and the fourth one is controlling. So that is a management process. Okay, then nature and characteristics of management. First of all, management is universal. So the universal and recurred in every form of group activity, whether it is a family, club, a government, an army or a business enterprises. Okay, so the management is a universal. Then the management is purposeful and exists for the achievement of specific objectives, because the every entrepreneur to earn profit only. So they are setting our objectives upon the various factors. Is it right? So the management is purposeful. Then the management is an integrating force whose essence lies in the coordination of individual efforts into a team. Then the management is a social process, because that is done by people, through by people and for by people. So everything should be included in the management is a social process, because they have a manpower, then only they are succeed in our production process. Okay, so they are producing the product for the customers, okay, for the people. So everything, so the management is a social process. So it is a social process because it is concerned with the interpersonal relations. So that is a management is a social process. Then the next one is management is a multidisciplinary and has to deal with human behavior under dynamic conditions. Therefore, it depends upon wide knowledge derived from several disciplines like engineering, sociology, psychology, economics, anthropology, etc. So, the vast body of knowledge in management draws heavily upon other fields of study. So, the management have a various department, okay, various departments. So, you are recruiting and selecting the people in a various departments, okay. One is from engineering background, one is from accounts background, one is from economics background or everything. So, they have a multidisciplinary, okay. Then the management is a continuous process. So, a dynamic and ongoing processes, the cycle of management continues to operate so long as there is organized action for the achievement of group goals. For example, you know that the product life cycle, okay, the product life cycle, they have a 4 stages of product life cycle. So, the first one is introduction stage, the next one is growth stage, the next one is maturity stage, the third one is growth stage and the fourth one is decline stage. So, that is a product life cycle stages. So, first of all, you are producing one product and introducing in the market. So, that is a stage 1, you are introducing in the market. So, you are giving some awareness of the product for people. So, the people are going to buy that product, okay. So, that product is going to the next level, that is a maturity level. So, the customers are going to buy the product and you are producing the product, they are going to buy the product, or that is a going to next stage. Then the growth stage. So, the growth stage, that product level is very best, okay, that features quality, quantity, the quality and everything is best. So, that is they have a reputation, they have a image in the society, okay. So, that is a growth stage. Then the decline stage, because the decline stage you are the another entrepreneur also producing and introducing the new product, okay. So, the people are going to skip the another product, okay, another product, because the people taste and preference for varied from time to time and period to period. So, they are automatically going to purchasing another one product, okay. So, that is a 4th stage. The first stage is introduction stage, maturity stage, growth stage and decline stage. That is a so, the decline stage, then you are going to produce another one product, then introducing in the market. So, that is the management is a continuous process. Then the management is intangible. So, the management is a intangible. The intangible, so unseen or visible force, it cannot be seen, but its presence can be felt everywhere in the form of result. However, the managers who perform the functions of management are very much intangible and visible, okay. So, that is a management is a intangible. So, those points should be included in the nature and characteristics of management. Then management versus administration. Already we know that what is meant by management, is it right? So, the management versus administration. There are 3 types of roles. The three types of roles. The first one is interpersonal role, informational role and decisional role. Interpersonal role, informational role and decisional role, okay. So, the interpersonal role that is including in a figurehead, leaders, liaison, okay. Then the informational role, that is including in a monitor, disseminator and spokesperson. The third one is decisional, that is including in an entrepreneur, disturbance handle and resource allocator, then negotiator. So the three things should be included in the managerial roles. The managerial roles. Okay. So the first one is interpersonal role. The figurehead role. The first one is figurehead role. So in this role, a manager performs symbolic duties required by the status of his office. Then his activities include to greet the visitors, then signing legal documents, attends the employee family functions. For example, greeting visitors, then signing legal documents. So the figurehead role, the manager performing the symbolic duties. Okay, symbolic duties. So the managers only attend the employee marriage functions or others, then they are only signing by the legal documents. So that is a figurehead role. Then the leader, the responsible for motivation and activation of subordinate, then responsible for staffing, training and associate duties. For example, we have a 10 province. Okay, we have a 10 province. So we have a 10 center managers. Okay, we have a 10 center managers. So the 10 center managers controlled by register. Is it right? Controlled by register. So the register is a leader. The register is a leader. So the register for the motivation and activation of subordinates. The motivation and activation of subordinates. The register only motivating our center managers for like regarding admissions, collections or everything. Okay, so the register only motivating the subordinates, the motivating the center managers. At the same time, the responsible for staffing, training and associate duties, because the register only recruiting the staff for IVDL. Okay, IVDL. For example, they are appointing one person. He is a center manager for Mongu. He is a subordinate for Mongu. He is a center manager for Chipata. So he only deciding the staffing and training. Then he only associated the duties for the workers. Okay, so that is a leader role. Then the liaison, it describes a manager's relationship with the outsiders and inside the organization. So it describes a manager relationship with the outsiders and inside the organization. A manager maintains smooth relations with other organization and in the organization by use of mails, phone calls, meetings and etc. So they have only relationship between the outsiders. Okay, so for example, the sales executive. Okay, the sales executive. So that person only communicate with outsiders because they are including some import and export. Is it right? So a manager maintains the smooth relation with other organization and in the organization by use of mails, phone calls, meetings and etc. For example, in our institution, they are comparing other institution. Okay, they have prepared the curriculum or everything. So our curriculum is different from another institution. Okay, so they are communicate with the phone calls, mails or meeting, etc. So that is a liaison. So the three things are including in the interpersonal role. Then the informational roles. The informational roles, the first one is monitor. Seeks and receives information concerning internal and external events so as to gain an understanding of the organization and its environment. So reading periodicals and reports about internal and external events so as to gain an understanding of the organization and its environment. So that is changes in customers' attitude, competitors, plans and etc. For example, the monitor seeks and receives the information. So they are giving some information, they are analyzing the another institution and another concern or another organization. So they are analyzing the consumer attitudes, then the competitors level, then the plans. They are only change the external and internal activities, events. Okay, so that is a monitor role. Then the disseminator transmits information to subordinates, BS and superiors within the organization. So calling staff meeting, after business trips, sending memo or reports and making phone calls. So he is only preparing the, he is only giving the information to our subordinates, BS and superiors within the organization. Okay, so that is a disseminator. Then the spokesperson, speaking on behalf of the organization and transmitting information on the organization plans, policies and actions to outsiders. So giving statements in the press, conversation with suppliers, making speeches to local group. For example, the spokesperson, so the speaking on behalf of the organization. So his or her role is speaking on behalf of the organization and transmitting information on the organization plans. So the organization have a plan, the spokesperson only implementing, they are to the press and suppliers, then legal groups. Okay, so that is a spokesperson role. So that is a second one is informational role. Then the third one is decisional role. The decisional role, the first one is entrepreneur, initiating changes or improvements in the activities of the organization. So the entrepreneur, they have a creativity, knowledge and new technology and innovation or everything they have, they put some innovation and creativity and new idea for that product, they are expanding our product, okay, or business. So the initiating changes or improvements in the activities of the organization, relying subordinates jobs, launching new product or project. Okay, then the disturbance handler, taking charge and corrective action when an organization faces unexpected crisis. So resolving conflicts between employees, reacting to an insolvent customer, then adjusting to strike at suppliers. So the disturbance handler, so sometimes the employees are having a strike, lockoff or everything. Okay, so taking charge and corrective action when an organization faces unexpected crisis. So that is a duties for disturbance handler. Then the resource allocator, so distributing organizations resource like money, time, equipment and labor. So approving budget, scheduling time for project, awarding bonuses, etc. For example, every organization, they have planned the financial plan, okay, financial plan, because they are purchasing requirement, machinery, then you are spending the expenses, then at the same time you are receiving some revenue, profit or everything. So they have the resource allocator, they have prepared the budget for one amount is incoming, they are prepare the budget. So they are what are the resources you are buying and what are the resources you are selling. So everything should be handling by the resource allocator. They are approving the budget, then scheduling time for project, awarding bonuses or etc. Okay, so everything should be based on the resource allocator. Then the negotiator, representing the organization in bargaining and negotiations with outsiders and insiders. So the bargaining with trade unions, negotiating with an important supplier, entering into a lease agreement with a legal authority, etc. So that is a negotiator role. Okay, so the decision role, the entrepreneur, then disturbance handle, then resource allocator, then negotiator. The four parties are should be included in the decision role. So the functional role, what are they? The interpersonal role, then informational role, then the decision role. Then the next one is functions of manager or management. So there are 8. The first one is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, motivating, controlling, coordinating and communicating. That is the functions of manager and management. Okay. Then the levels of management we are already discussed, that is top level management, middle level management and lower level or first level management. Okay. Then the next one is management as an art, management as a science, then management is both a science and an art. Okay. So, the management is called an art because managing requires certain skills which are personal professions of managers. So, which are personal possessions of managers. So, it is called art. At the same time, the science. The science provides the knowledge and art deals with the applications of knowledge and skills. Okay. The science provides the knowledge and art deals with the application of knowledge and skills. So, the management is a art, at the same time science. Okay. So, the management is a both science and art. The next one is management as a profession. A well-defined and organized body of knowledge, learning and experience, entry restricted by qualifications and recognized national body, then ethical code of conduct, dominance of service motive. So, the management as a profession. So, the functions of manager or management, then the management as a profession, we are continue the next class. Okay. We are continue the next class. Thank you. Have a good day.
Good morning. Today we are going to see the unit 1 of the business organization and environment. Myself Helga, I am going to deal with this subject. Okay. So the first thing, if you want to see the business organization and environment, means the first unit, you are going to study about the business, the definition of business. Okay, you are going to see the definition of business. So first, a business is an organization where people work together. Okay, so too many peoples, they will work together to form a business. Second one, in a business, people work to make and sell products or service. Here, for what purpose they are working together? They are working together to make the product and to sell the product or service to the customer. So that we can say, in a business, people work to make and sell products or services. So other peoples buy the product and services. What other people do? They will buy the product and they will use the product. Okay, so this is the second line here. In a business, people work to make and sell products or service. Other people buy the products and service. The third line, a business can earn profit for the product and service it offers. For what purpose we are going to do a business? We are going to do a business in order to earn a profit. For profit earning, we are going for a business. Okay, so a business can earn a profit for the product and service it offers. Next one, the word business comes from the word busy. Okay, that this means you are going to do things. I am busy by doing something since the organization. So this is what we can say, busy business. So what is the definition here? A business is an organization where people work together. In a business, people work to make and sell products or service. Other people buy the products and service. A business can earn a profit for the product and service it offers. The word business comes from the word busy and means doing things. Next one, next slide is business organization. What does mean by a business organization? So in the business organization, we need to know what is the environment. Okay, so that's the definition here, business environment in the business organization. So business environment in business organization means all of the internal and external factors, whatever internal, that is inside the business and outside the business, that is internal factors and external factors. Okay, so business environment means all the internal factors and external factors that is going to affect the company. Okay, how they are going to affect the company's profit or company's works inside an organization, internally and externally. Okay, that is what we can say is business environment. So how it will affect the company in internal and external in terms of employees, customers, management and supply and demand. Okay, so if all these get affected, the internal environment and external environment will get affected in a random manner. That's why the term defines that how they will affect means in an internal way and in an external way. And what are the factors that get affected in the internal and external? The employees, customers, management and supply and demand and business regulations. Okay, so this is what we can say is business environment. Next one, we are going to see the types of the business environment. What are all the types of a business environment? Technological environment, economic environment, political environment, natural environment, global or international environment, social and cultural environment. Totally, we have 6 types of business environment. We are going to see each and every types in detail. Okay, so first type is technological environment. Technology. Okay, so technology is understood as a systematic application of scientific or other organized knowledge to practical task. So this is what we can say is a technology. Okay, technology is what? Is a systematic application of scientific or other organized knowledge to the practical task. So technology changes the fast, and to keep pace with it, businessmen should be ever alert to adapt the changed technology in their business. If you want to earn more profit inside an organization, you need to adapt the technology. You need to change the organization based on the technological purpose. Okay, so that is what the second line gives here. Technology changes fast, and to keep pace with it, businessmen should ever alert to adapt the changed technology in their business. But if the technology is changing outside, inside also we need to adapt the changes so that we can generate a product that is very valuable to the customer, that can reach the customer. Okay, so this is the technological environment. The second type of environment is economic environment in the business. Okay, so there is a close relationship between business and its economic environment. We have a close relationship between the business and as well as what, the economic environment. So here business obtains all its needed inputs from the economic environment and it absorbs the output of the business unit. Okay, so this is what economic environment. How the economic environment changes, if there is any fluctuation in the money values, it will affect your business. Okay, so that's what you have the connection with the business and the economic environment, money fluctuations. Third one, political environment. So it refers to the influence exerted by the three political institutions. Okay, what are the three political institutions here? Legislature, executive and judiciary. How the legislature and executive and judiciary are helping the political environment. They will shape, they will direct, they will develop and they will control the business activities. So these three political institutions, they will shape, they will direct, they will develop and they will control the business activities. So if there is any change in them, the business will get affected. Okay, so that is the third here, political environment. It refers to the influence exerted by the three political institutions through the legislature, executive and judiciary in shaping, directing, developing and controlling business activities. A stable and dynamic political environment is indispensable for the business growth. Okay, if it is stable means you can easily grow in the business. And the fourth one is natural environment. So business and economic pursuit of man. Okay, so we can say as a economic pursuit of a man continues to be dictated by the nature. Okay, based on the nature we are going to do the business. So we can say is an economic pursuit. I'm a businessman. So if I go outside, they will call me as a businessman. They will give an authorization for me. So that is what we can say economic pursuit. Okay, so business and economic pursuit of man continues to be dictated by nature. To what extent business depends on nature and what is the relationship between the two continues an interesting study. Okay, so here the naturally how the businessman get authorized. So that is what we can say natural environment. Okay, so business and economic pursuit of a man continues to be dictated by nature. Fifth one is global or international environment. Fifth one is what? Global and as well as the international environment. So here we need to thank to the liberalization, how we are going to do a business in a liberal manner. They are not strict, they are giving us freedom to do enough business inside a particular society or beyond the society, that is around the globe also. Okay, so we need to thank to the liberalization that we have. So if you are going to open some of the companies around the globe, they have certain restrictions, but if you are going as a foreigner, they will give certain benefits for you and they will give valuable things as you have invested in their company. Okay, so that is what we are saying, liberalization. So here the second one is what? Business responses and managerial practices must be fine-tuned to survive in the global environment. So if you are going to step into the global environment, if you are going to launch your particular product around the globe means you need to analyze yourself that whether you are having the managerial practice as strong as the other companies or competitors. It is very it want to give a full competition. Okay, so that is managerial practices are very strong enough to survive in the business struggles. And next one, you need to know about the technology that you are going to use or you are going to launch your business around the globe, whether the technology is well enough to withstand in the particular market. So that you need to see. Okay, so this is the fifth environment, that is global or international environment. And the sixth one we can say is what? Social and as well as what? Cultural environment. So we can say it refers to the people's attitude to work, how my attitude towards my work and wealth. Okay, so this social and cultural environment means what? A people's attitude to work and wealth, a role of family, marriage, religion and education, and ethical issues and social responsiveness of business. Okay, so these all constitute together to form the social and cultural environment. Social value means my ethical values, how I am going to behave with others, how I am going to do my business, whether I am going to follow it in a proper manner, whether I need to follow all the rules and regulations, how I am going to give the product to my end users. This is my social thing. Okay, so based on my values, my social value get determined among the society. They will give me an authorization. This person is a will behave in a well behavior, and he or she will give the product in a good manner. So that is a social value. Cultural means the culture, how I am going to do my things in my manner. Okay, so different cultures. So this is what we can say social and cultural environment. And industry. Now we are going to see what is meant by industry. Okay, we have done with the business environment. Now we are entering into industry. So industry we can say is an work or process. So wherever in which places you can see the work is going on and process is going on to complete a particular product, so that place we can name as an industry. Okay, so industry is the work and process involved in collecting raw material. First they will what? They will collect the raw material. Okay, and after collecting they will make the raw material into the finished product. Okay, so that is what we can say as what? Industry is the work and process involved in collecting raw material and making them into what? Products in factories. Okay, so this is the definition of an industry. Different types of industries. Here we have 4 types of industry. First one is what? Primary industry. Second one is secondary industry. Third one tertiary industry. Fourth one quaternary industries. Okay, totally you have 4 types of industries. Okay, primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. Now you are going to see each and everything in detail. The first industry is a primary industry. So external raw material, okay, we can say it is a natural product. So extract, we are going to extract a particular raw material from the natural products, from the land or sea. For example, we can say oil, iron, ore, timber and fish. Okay, so these are the natural raw materials we are going to extract from the nature. Okay, so this is the first thing in the primary industry. The primary industry will extract the raw material from the natural products. Second one, mining, quarrying, fishing, forestry and farming are all the examples of the primary industry. Mining means they will get the iron or ore. Okay, quarrying we can say iron and ore. Fishing, they will fish from the sea, from a pond, from lake, everything. Okay, forestry, they are getting the woods from the forest, the timber from the forest, and farming, we are getting food from by farming. Okay, so all these are the primary industry, we are getting the raw materials from them. Okay, so first one is what? We are going to extract the raw material which are all natural products from the land or sea. For example, oil, iron, ore, timber and fish. And we can say mining, quarrying, fishing, forestry and farming are all the examples of the primary industry. Okay, these are all the examples for the primary industry. Now after getting the raw materials from the primary industry, what we will do? We will go to the secondary industry. What they will do? Secondary industry, they will involve the manufacturing of raw material. From that raw material they will make something. Okay, so they involve the manufacture of raw material into another product. They will convert the raw material into another product. Okay, by how? By labor and by machine or by process. So secondary industries are often use assembly lines, for example car factories. Okay, so this is the example for the secondary industry, that is car factory. And now Third one, we are entering into tertiary industry. Now I have extracted my raw material, I am converted my raw material in the secondary industry, and after converting I am entering into the tertiary industry. Tertiary industry means neither product, a raw material not makes a product. Instead, they will provide the service to another people and industry. Okay. So here what the tertiary industry will do, they will take the particular completed raw material, or they will provide the service from one place to another place, otherwise one place to another businessman or customer. Okay, so this is the tertiary industry. Neither product a raw material not makes a product. Neither produces a raw material nor makes a product. Okay, so instead they will provide services to other people and industries. The third point, tertiary industries can include what? Doctors, dentists, refuse collections and banks. Okay, so doctors they will give service to the community. Dentist servicing, refuse collections means they are getting the raw material from other banks, they are providing the service. Okay, so these are all the examples for the tertiary industry. And the fourth one is quaternary industry. So here they are involved in the use of the high-tech industries, and here peoples who work for these companies are often highly qualified with their field of work. Okay, they need to be highly qualified, and research and development companies are the most common types of business in this sector. Okay, so this is the fourth sector, that is quaternary industry. Research and development companies comes under the quaternary industry. So totally 4 types of industries you have: primary industry, secondary industry, tertiary industry and quaternary industry. Okay, so primary industry, we are extracting the raw material from the nature, and second one, secondary industry, by the use of the extracted raw material, we are going to convert that raw material into one particular product. So that is the thing that you are going to do in the secondary industry. And after that you are going to enter into the tertiary industry. Tertiary industry, they will supply that particular product from one place to another place, otherwise they will supply the product to one place to another businessman or another customers. So this is the thing they are doing in the tertiary industry. Fourth one, quaternary industry, research and development companies comes under the quaternary industries. Okay, so I think you are clear about these industries. The next slide, we are entering into commerce. Okay, next topic is what? Commerce. So commerce, you need to know what is the definition of a commerce. Commerce refers to all those activities which are necessary to bring goods and service from place of their origin to the place of their consumption. You are going to get the goods from the origin and you are replacing it where it get consumed. Okay, so commerce refers to all those activities which are necessary to bring goods and services from the place of their origin to the place of their consumption. So in other words, okay, so in other words, you can say commerce is a commercial occupation. You can say commerce is a commercial occupation. It deals with what? Buying of goods and selling of goods. Okay, commerce is a commercial occupation, deals with the buying and selling of goods. Okay, so the exchange of commodities and distribution of the finished products. Okay, so this is the definition that was named by Evelyn Thomas. Evelyn Thomas was a scientist who gave a definition for commerce as a commercial occupation. It deal with the buying of good and selling of good, and as well as what? Exchange of commodities and distribution of the finished products. Next thing is the nature of the commerce. Here we have 5 natures of commerce. Okay, so totally we have 5 natures of commerce. One is economic activities, second one is exchange of goods and services, third one is earning motive, fourth one is creation of utility, and the fifth one is regulatory of transactions. Totally 5 natures of commerce. Okay, first one is what? Economic activities. Now you are going to see it in detail. First one is economic activities. Economic activities are taken up with the motive to earn the profit. For what purpose we are going to do a business? To earn the profit, to earn money, we are going to do a business. Okay, so that is the first thing you are going for commerce. We are going to transact things from one place to another place. Okay, for what purpose? For earning money. So economic activities are taken up with the motive to earn profit. Second point, commerce deals with those activities which are undertaken for profit. For what purpose we are going to do the activities here? We are going to do the activities to earn the profit, to earn money. Okay. And third one, so only economic activities are included in commerce. So what is commerce? Basically economic activities. It is a motive which is important and not the activity. Okay, it's not important what you are going to do. The activity is not important, the motive is important, the earning profit is important. Okay, so this is the first character. Second character, exchange of goods and services. You are going to exchange the goods and you are going to exchange the services. So commerce involves an exchange of goods and services for profit. The goods may be produced or procured from the other sources. How the goods are produced or procured? The goods are produced or they get extracted from the other sources. Okay, so that is the second thing here. The goods may be produced or procured from other sources. Third one, the purchase of goods should be to resell them. Okay, for the what purpose you are going to purchase the goods? For reselling the goods. Okay, so third one is what? The purchase of goods should be to resell them. And next one, it means that goods should be purchased for trading purposes. For what purpose we are purchasing? For trading purposes I am purchasing the things. Okay, it means that goods should be purchased for trading purposes. Next thing, earning motive. Okay, so motive for undertaking trading activities is to earn profit. Profit is an incentive, otherwise we can say it is a reward. Okay, profit is what? Incentive, otherwise we can say is a reward for undertaking the commercial activity. If you are doing a commercial activity, you will get a reward and you will get what? An incentive. This is what we can say is a profit. The incentive and reward that you will get in term of doing a commercial activity. But if the same trader sell good to customers, it will be a form part of a commerce because profit motive is present here. We are going to sell the goods to the end users. For what purpose I am selling a good to an end user? I am selling a good to my customer or end user to earn a profit. So here my motive is what? To earn a profit. So this is a important objective here. So earning motive must be present in the activities of transactions. So if you are transacting the goods on base of service, it is not for earning motive. The transaction should be based on money. Okay, and the fourth one is creation of utility. So commerce creates place and time utility in goods. Okay, so it will create a place and time. Commerce is creating place and time utility in goods. So they will send the goods on the particular time to the particular place. Okay, so that is what we are saying. Commerce creates place. So in which place I need to go and I need to give the goods, and time, at what time I need to give the good to the customer. So commerce creates place and time utility in goods. The goods may not be consumed at the place of production. Okay, you are producing the goods at one place and you are consuming the goods at another one. This is the meaning. The goods may not be consumed at the place of production. Okay, so these may be needed but different places. The goods are taken to those places where they are in need. Okay, so we are going to take the goods to the places where we have demand for that particular goods. Okay, that is the meaning here. We are going to take the goods to the places where they are in need. Transportation facilities helps in creating place utility in goods. So how you are going to take the goods from one place to another place? By means of transportation. So the goods are also needed at different periods of time. Okay, not only at particular period. After 1 month I need the particular. So different periods of time I need the goods. Okay, so this is what creation of utility. That is the fourth characteristics. Fifth character is the regulatory of transactions. Okay, commerce have a regulatory of transaction. Transactions should be regular. no isolated transactions will be a part of a commerce. What is the meaning means? If I am doing a business, so at the month of January I started the business, and in January first week the transaction is made, okay, and after that second week the transaction is there, third, fourth it should be there, okay. If the transaction is month by month also, it's accepted. So if the transaction is year by year, we cannot say it is a business, okay. So the transaction should be regular. No isolated transactions will be a part of commerce. Next thing, the sale of old furniture for replacing it by new is not a part of commerce. Here you are going to replace the defective product. So this is not a part of commerce. Here you are not getting money. You are getting what? You are getting the product that is replaced there. So the sale of old furniture for replacing it by a new is not a part of commerce. At the same time, a sale of furniture by a furniture trader is commerce since the transactions are regular. So here the transaction is regular because what the furniture trader will do, the furniture trader will trade the furniture from one place to another place, or one place to another customers. So this is the normal transaction they are doing. But what is the abnormal thing here? Abnormal thing is one customer is coming and they are asking that to replace the old furniture. So that is the different thing. So commerce at the same, here we can say the transaction is regular, okay. We need to give the transaction in a regular basis. So transaction should be regular. No isolated transactions will be a part of commerce. The sale of old furniture for replacing it by a new is not a part of the commerce. We can say at the same time the sale of furniture by a furniture trader is commerce since the transactions are regular, okay. So this is the fifth character, that is regulatory of transactions, okay. So we have seen 5 characteristics of commerce. Now we are entering into need for commerce. For what purpose? For why I need a commerce. Commerce renders an important service in production and distribution of goods and service, okay. So it is going to give you a important service in terms of production and in terms of distribution of goods and services from one place to another, okay. So this is what we can see as a commerce, why you are going to need that commerce. Second one, the goods produced not only in different parts of a country but also different other countries are made available to the users with the help of the commerce. So here by producing the goods and selling the goods around the globe, we can reach different people and different countries. So this is the need for the commerce. Why I need commerce? I need to reach different people, okay. So that is the second point here. The goods produced not only in different parts of a country but also in other countries are made available to the user with the help of commerce. Third one, it has enabled countries or areas, okay. It has enabled countries or areas to concentrate in the production of those goods for which they are specialized, okay. So we are going to give importance to the specialized goods in a particular area, and then we are taking that specialized goods around the globe, okay. So this is the need of a commerce. Next one, fourth need, the producers are relieved of the marketing botherations, okay. So here the producers are not concerned with any marketing terms, okay. So the producers are relieved of the marketing botherations and they use all their energies on accelerating production. For the production acceleration, they are moving the things. So that is the fourth need here. The producers are relieved of the marketing botherations and they use all their energies on accelerating productions. Third one, commerce helps in taking these goods to the users at various places. So here for what purpose the commerce we are introducing? We are introducing commerce to take my goods around the globe, around another area. So that is the economic basis of commerce. The principle of self-sufficiency is no more practicable, okay. The principle of self-sufficiency is no more practicable. People concentrate on production of those goods in which they have the cost advantage. So here the theory of comparative advantage or comparative cost of production or the basic of the commerce. What is the basic of commerce here? The theory of comparative advantage or cost of production. We need to compare how much cost does it take to produce a particular good and how much cost it will take to sell a particular product to a consumer. Okay, so this is what comparison, the theory of comparative advantage or comparative cost of production or the basic of the commerce. For how much amount I am purchasing the raw material, how much amount I need to invest to make the raw material into finished goods. Okay, so all these you need to calculate together. After that you need to give a price to the particular product. Okay, so this is the basic for commerce. So it will be profitable to specialize in the kind of activity in which one is most efficient. Okay, so what are the things here? The principle of self-sufficiency is no more practicable. People concentrate on the production of those goods in which they have cost advantage. The theory of comparative advantage or comparative cost of productions are the basic of commerce. It will be profitable to specialize in the kind of activity in which one is the most efficient. Okay. Next one, branches of commerce. What are the branches of commerce here? So all those activities which are connected with taking goods and services from producers to users come under the purview of the commerce. Okay, what is commerce? We are going to take the goods from one place and we are going to sell the goods in the another place. So we are connecting different places, the connection. Okay, so all those activities which are connected with taking goods and services. Okay, the two activities that is connected together by selling of goods and getting of services. So this is called the branches of commerce. Okay, so all those activities which are connected with taking goods and services from producers to users come under the commerce. In between these two ends, a number of obstacles have to be crossed. The goal of commerce is what? We need to ensure a proper flow of goods and service for the benefit of both the producers and as well as the consumers. Okay, for what purpose I am going for a commerce? To ensure whether the flow of goods to the customers or the end users is very good, whether I am getting the things from the customers and end users. So here the goal is what? We need to ensure the proper flow, okay, of goods and services. So there may be difficulties with regard to what? Trade, transport, distribution, finance, storage, insurance and publicity. You will face certain difficulty in these all factors. What are the factors you will face the difficulty here? You will face difficulty in trading purpose, in transportation, in distribution, in finance, in storage, in insurance and in publicity. Okay. Next one, the branches of commerce. Here we have 8 branches of commerce. Okay, what are the branches here? We have 8 branches. First one is trade, transport, distribution, banking, warehousing, advertisement and salesmanship, insurance and communications. First we are going to see what is meant by trade. Okay, we are going to see what is a trade. So there is a need for some channel which may remit good and from the producers to the users. So the producers may not come into direct contact with the consumers or users of their products. So there is the need for some agency. So here we need someone intermediate in between them. Okay, so there is a need for some agency which can facilitate what? The flow of the good from the producers to the customers. So this is possible with the help of the trade. Okay, so trade is the process of purchasing or procuring of goods and service and selling them to who needed the particular good. Okay, so this is the trade. Next one, distribution. Next one, transportation. Okay, transportation means what? You are going to transport the goods from one place to another place, a transportation facility. Third one, distribution. The producers of a goods may not be able to come into direct contact with the customers. Here the producers will not come in direct contact with the customers. Okay, so in the present day world, the consumers are in millions, so we can't go to the consumers and we can sell our goods to the consumer. It is very difficult. Okay, so in the present day world, the consumers are in a millions and it is not possible for the producers to know the consumer. So here a chain of middlemen will act between the producers and the customers. Okay, so that is what distribution. And transport, goods may be produced at places where or in less demand. So we are going to produce the goods here and my good is not in demand in a particular place, so I need to go to other place where the good have demand. So the goods may be produced at a places where they are in less demand. So these goods ought to be taken to the places of what? Consumption, where I having a demand. I need to go to that place. Okay, so for going to that place, I need a transportation here. Okay, with the help of transport facilities, we can create a path utility, place utility in the goods. From this place to another place, I will transact my goods. So the goods are taken from a place where there is a less demand to the place where they are in more demand. The place utility helps the producers to increase the production and earn remuneration price. The fourth one is banking. Okay, the fourth one is what? Banking. So there is always a time lag between the production and sales of goods. So the traders purchases goods from their producers and then they will sell to the consumers to whom they consume the goods. So it takes time to collect money after the sale. If you are going to take time collect the money after sale, we will go for a finance trade activities. So here the commercial bank help the trade in the shape of overdraft, loan or cash credit. Okay, in that places the bank will help you. Though the bank play an important role in international trade where trading parties are not known to each other. Okay, for international trade we will use the banking. Fifth one is warehousing. Okay, warehousing. Goods are produced in anticipation of demand. For what purpose I am going to produce the goods? There is a demand in a particular market or particular area. So based on that demand, I am producing the goods in a company. So here the goods are produced in anticipation of demand. They may also be produced at a time when they are not needed. So sometimes we are producing excess amount of goods and there is no demand in the marketplace. At that time we need to store the goods in a particular place. So there is a need to store goods up to a time. They are not required for consumption. So the hindrance of time is overcome with the help of the warehouse. See here, you are going to build a warehouse and you are going to store all the goods there until a demand arises in the marketplace. Okay, so there is a need to store goods up to a time. These are not required for consumption. The hindrance of time is overcome with the help of a warehouse. Third one, the foreign trade needs the help of warehouse even more because there is more time gap between the production and as well as consumption. The sixth one, advertisement and salesmanship. The consumer may not be aware of the availability of various goods in the market. So here the absence of information about the goods is a great hindrance in the way of consumers buying them. Okay, so the consumer don't know what kind and what quantity and quality of good that he or she is going to get in the market. They are not aware of anything, but the good is there in the market, but the consumer cannot spot the good there. So this is the bad marketing strategy that the company is following. So you need to make sure that your product is get known by your consumer. Okay, they know where I can buy the product, what kind of product the company is creating and selling. That things you need to give in terms of advertisement. You need to advertise your all the products to your customers. Okay, so the consumers may not be aware of the availability of various goods in the market The absence of information about the good is a great hindrance in the way of consumer buying them. The producers will also like to increase his customers. So the advertisement and as well as we can say as a salesmanship. Okay, so by means of advertisement and salesmanship, you are going to help the consumer to know about your particular product, and then you are going to give your product to the customers. Okay, so this is what we can say as advertisement and salesmanship. You are making the consumer to be aware about your product by terms of marketing and as well as for advertisement and salesmanship. And the seventh one is insurance. Okay, you are getting into the seventh thing is insurance. In the first point, there is a risk involved in transporting goods from one place to another. So there can be a risk due to the fire or theft. So the fear of loss of goods due to any cause acts as an obstacle in the development of trade. So the insurance companies provide coverage for all the types of losses of goods. So insurance coverage has given a fill up not only to the national trade but also to the international trade. Internationally, we are giving a coverage. So that is what insurance. Okay. And the eighth one, the last one is what? Communication. Here the buyer and the seller, okay, the buyer and the seller at the wholesale level and retail level need the services of various agencies which communicate their message among themselves. Okay, so they need some agencies to communicate the message between them. So the producers intimate to their customers about the production of goods. Okay, so here the producers are intimating their customers about the production of goods. The intending buyers will send orders to the producers for the supply of goods. The services of post offices, telephone, telegram office, telex, etc. are utilized for communicating purpose. Okay, what is the points here? The buyer and the seller at the wholesale level and retail level needs the services of various agencies which communicate their message among themselves. The producers intimate to their customers about the production of goods. The intending buyers send orders to the producers for the supply of goods. Those are the services of post offices, telephones, telegram office, telex, etc. are utilizing for the communication purpose. What are the things that we are going to use for the communication here? Post office, telephone, telegraph office, telex. Okay, so these things we are going to use for a communication purpose. Next one is scope of commerce. What is the scope of commerce? First thing, commerce has a wider scope. It deals with not only the activities related to the transfer of goods and services, but also with the development and promotion of trade and its allied activities. Okay, it's not only the trading activities, it also for the promotion of trade also we are going for a commerce. Okay, so commerce has a wider scope. We are going to deal with the transfer of goods and services and also for the development and promotion of trade with the allied activities. Second scope, the activities relating to various branches of commerce will have to be properly understood. You need to understand what the commerce is going to give in terms of branches. Okay, so activities relating to various branches of commerce will have to be properly understood. The study of trade will include the internal and as well as the external trade. Okay, what are the trades here? Internal trade and as well as the external trade. Okay, so here internal trade and external trade we can include the wholesale and retail trade. Wholesale means we are going to get the goods in a large number and we are going to sell the goods large number to the businessman, not the end users. You are going to the businessman. Retail means you are going to give the goods to the end users. Okay, so this is the difference between what the wholesale trade and as well as the retail trade. In the wholesale trade, you will serve the particular businessman or business persons or community, and retail trade you are going to serve a single person. You are going to give products to the end users or customers. Okay. And next one, third one, the foreign trade will be concerned with the import and export trade and the procedures to be followed in such trade. Okay, the foreign trade will be concerned with what? Import and as well as the export trade. The customers will have to be made aware of the availability of goods and service in the market. So here you need the customer should be aware the particular good is present in the market. We will go to the particular place and we will get the product. Okay, so that is the first thing here. The customers will have to be made aware. We need to make the customers to be aware of the availability of goods and services in the market. Second one, the advertisement and salesmanship will help in promoting what? Promoting the products. Advertisements are playing an important role in the growth of the trade. So these medias have become an indispensable part of the commerce. What are the indispensable part of the commerce? The advertisement and salesmanship will be the indispensable part of the commerce. So once again we can see this one. Commerce has a wider scope. It deals with not only the activities related to the transfer of goods and service, but also with the development and promotion of trade and its allied activities. The activities relating to various branches of commerce will have to be properly understood. The study of trade will include internal and external trade. External means we can say foreign trade, wholesale and retail trade, mercantile agents associated with the trade. The foreign trade will be concerned with the import and export trade and the producers to be followed in the such trade. The customers will have to be made aware of the availability of goods and service in the market. The advertisement and salesmanship will help in promoting the products. Advertisements are playing an important role in the growth of trade. So these medias have become an indispensable part of commerce. Now we are entering into the next topic, that is trade. Okay, we have seen what is meant by commerce. Now we need to see what is meant by a trade. Okay, trade refers to the interchange of goods and services. Trade may be confined within a region or between the regions of a particular nation or between different countries of the world. When trade is confined within a region, it is called the regional trade. When it is within the region of a nation, it is called national trade. Okay, so when we are going to trade within a region, we can say is a regional trade, otherwise we can say is internal trade. If it is an international trade, we are going for the global level. We are going for the trade practices in a global manner. And now we have the classifications of the trade. 3 classifications are mentioned here. One is local trade, provisional or state trade, interstate trade. Okay, internal trade. Okay, here internal trade, we are going to classify the internal trade into 3. One is local trade, provisional or state trade, or interstate trade. Local trade. When the demand for the products is limited only to a particular place, it is called as a local trade. Okay, when a demand for a product is limited only to a particular place, we can say it is a local trade. Goods are produced according to the local needs of the customers. You are going to produce the goods for your consumers and local people. You are going to produce the goods for your local people. Okay, so this is a local trade. The producers and the consumers belong to the same place. Okay, so here I am going to produce the goods in a place and my customers are around me. I am going to sell the goods for my customers. Okay, so the producers and the consumers belong to the same place. The goods traded in a local markets are generally the goods of daily use and perishable goods. These goods are, for example, we can say vegetables, milk, bread, etc. Okay, so this is a local trade. Once again, when the demand for the product is limited only to a particular place, it is called local trade. Goods are produced according to the local needs of the consumers. The producers and the consumers belong to the same place. The goods traded in the local markets are generally goods of daily use and perishable goods. So these goods are vegetables, milk, bread, etc. Okay, so this is the local trade. Second one is provisional or state trade. Okay, provisional or state trade. These goods are of a durable nature and sent throughout the state or province. The trade is limited to the boundaries of the state. Okay, so here we having a limitation. Okay, the trade is limited to the boundaries of the state. Sometimes government ruts some restrictions on the sales of goods outside the state. Sometimes goods are produced according to the light needs, requirement or customs of a particular region of a state. So these goods are not required outside the boundaries of the state. Okay, so we are producing the goods for a particular state, not for the other state people. Okay, for a number of customers, we are producing the goods which are not adaptable for other customers. So this is called, we can say, provisional trade. Once again, these goods are of a durable nature and sent throughout the state or province. The trade is limited to the boundaries of the state. Sometimes government ruts some restrictions on the sales of goods outside the state. Sometimes goods are produced according to the light needs, requirements or customs of a particular region of the state. Then these goods are not required outside the boundary of the state. Okay, so this is what we can say is provisional trade or state trade. Third one is interstate trade. Third one is what? Interstate trade. The trade conducted throughout the country but within the national boundaries is called interstate trade. The trade conducted throughout the country but within the national boundaries is called interstate trade. The goods traded are of durable nature and can be stocked for a longer period. Okay, so here we can stock the good for a longer period. The goods traded are of durable nature and can be stocked for a longer period. The production of goods is on a large scale basis and they are sent to all parts of the country. Here we are producing the goods in a large manner and we are going to sell the goods for the all parts of the country. Okay, the production of goods is on a large scale basis and they will send to all parts of the country. So various kinds of textiles, kerosene, petrol, iron, steel, etc. are examples for the interstate trade. Okay, once again we can repeat it. The trade conducted throughout the country but within the national boundaries, okay, is called as interstate trade. The goods traded are of durable nature and can be stocked for a longer period. The production of good is on a large scale basis and they are sent to all parts of the country. Various kinds of textiles, kerosene, petrol, iron, steel, etc. are traded on the interstate basis. Okay, so these are all comes under the internal trade. Okay, so in the classification of trade we have two things. One is internal trade and another one is external trade. And in the internal trade you have seen three classification, that is what? Local trade, provisional or state trade and interstate trade. Okay, so in the next class we will see the external trade and its classifications. I think you are clear about the topics. From the next class we can see the next topic in detail. Okay, thank you.